Now, traders at UBA say bond investors are taking position ahead of next Monday's 360 billion Naira auction, which will be on offer across four maturities. Chuka Nwachukwu, head of ALM and balance sheet management at UBA, joins me now for more market updates. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Chuka. Let's first of all, before looking into what plays out next week, an overview of the market activities for this week. The highlight was the midweek auction we saw. Tell us more about what has played out so far since.
Okay, thank you, David. Like you mentioned, the highlight for this week was the NTB auction, where we had about 161 billion on offer, and that was exactly what was sold. There was a significant, there was a little drop in the stop rate. The longer end, which is the 1 year, came out about 51 basis point drop from 10% to 9.49. And this bill is currently trading at 8% levels.
Okay, now, I'm talking about investor positions. Now, for the T-bills, we are seeing investors center around the longer end of the curve, and also looking at the bond market as well. It's within a similar range, the mid to long end of the curve as well. What else should we expect, especially for the fact that we've had inflation numbers come and then investors are positioning for next week, Monday's bond auction?
Okay, let me quickly talk on the inflation. We saw about 9 basis point movement in the inflation figure from 21.82% to 21.91%. So that obviously has affected some of the investors' expectation, because one thought that there will be a slight decrease, if not a significant decrease in the inflation figures. Now, next week, we have a major activities next week. We have the MPC meeting next week, and then, of course, the bond auction next week. So we have the auction where we expect to see about 350 billion will be on offer. Last auction came out about, last auction was about 3 weeks ago, where we had about 360 on offer as well, and then well over 770 billion was sold across four maturities of 2028, 2032, 2037, and then 2049. The yields then, we saw the longer end, which is 2049, came out about 16%, and that bond is currently trading around 15.5.
And talking about movement within the forex market as well, this week we had the news of banks rationing of PTA and BTA. What's happening there? How is the Naira also trading at the NAFEX and importers and exporters window?
The market on the IE window, we saw about slight depreciation from 161.9 from 461.9 levels to 462 levels. There hasn't been much activity in that market, to be honest. Basically, it just be neither here and there. We've seen the rate move between 461 and then 462. But by and large, the market has actually been trading flat, and nothing really much has happened at that end.